So thank you for joining me today for Connect University. I'm excited to be walking you through the sharing portal and HandsOn Connect 3.0, the very latest iteration of our flagship volunteer management product. My name is Melissa, and my job every day is to share all the ways that HandsOn Connect Cloud Solutions can help you be better at doing good. We offer this Connect University session every Thursday on a variety of topics, as well as webinars with co-hosted by our partners through our Connect Exchange series. And whether you need Salesforce implementations and configurations, custom-built applications, or a virtual system administrator, we've got you covered. If you know me, you know how excited I am to be part of the amazing team at HandsOn Connect Cloud Solutions. If you haven't met everyone yet, we hope to see you at the National Conference on Volunteering and Service in Seattle in June, or at the Nonprofit Technology Network Conference in DC next week. Libby and Art will be presenting the amazing How to Lose 20 Pounds of Bad Data that kicked off the Connect University series many months ago. So if you need a refresher, don't forget to check out all the Connect University series on our YouTube channel. So that's your reminder that we are recording today's session as well, and we have a large group. So if you'll ask questions in the chat window, we will try and get those answers as we go along. So let's get started on the sharing portal. First of all, what do we mean by a sharing portal? We should probably define some terminology here. Your website is basically a portal in and of itself, with varying levels of permissions for people to interact with you. There are three portals in HandsOn Connect. The volunteer portal, which is a completely customized interface that resembles a modern public website. The partner portal, which is a limited view of Salesforce functionality designed to allow your community partner organizations to interact with their data. The volunteer leader portal, which is a limited view of Salesforce functionality designed to allow your volunteer leaders to interact with the data that's relevant to the projects and the volunteers that they lead. So when the HandsOn Connect team says sharing portal, we generally are referring to the partner portal and the volunteer leader portal, either or both. But every one of you probably has some unique terminology for your portals and the people who interact with you through those portals. So I would love to find out exactly what kind of terminology you use. If you'll take a minute and just type in the chat window who you work with. Do you have volunteer leaders? Do you have project leaders? Do you have partner staff that logs into the portal? Or is there a more descriptive name that you use? What do you call those folks that you work with on a regular basis that log in to the portal through your site? Just curiosity there. So Larry Deckel, our project manager, has created a very in-depth article in HandsOn Connect support called Terminology Used Throughout HandsOn Connect Training. And all these definitions are there, lots of helpful information in that Zendesk. So I think you'll see where our team falls back on the nomenclature we use. And in this case, the name is not as important as what can actually be done from the standpoint of permissions. Today, we're just going to explore what the volunteer leader portal looks like in HandsOn Connect 3.0. Next week, we'll take a look at the partner staff portal. And then the last Thursday in March, Art, our certified Salesforce guru, will take a look at the administrative side of working with the sharing portals themselves. So are you using the volunteer leader portal now? If you're a HandsOn Connect 2.x user, you know that the volunteer leader portal looks very much like a Salesforce page, depending on the customizations your system administrator may have done. And the tabs and the look and feel is also very similar to what you work with every day in the Salesforce environment. But that's pretty much 2016. So let's take a look at the 2017 model of the volunteer leader portal. And think about what your goals for your volunteer leaders are. Are there specific business requirements that you need to meet? For the most part, their role revolves around interacting with the volunteers, contacting them, reporting the attendance, giving that information. Excuse me. There may be some additional responsibilities you have for them that can be managed through the portal as well, such as the email, printing the check-in sheets, recruiting volunteers, accessing documents like waivers that need to be signed on site. And volunteer leaders are created from the administrative side in the same fashion that they've always been. So let's actually take a look at what it looks like in HandsOn Connect 3.0. And I am logged in as Helen Parr, our volunteer leader. She's an incredible volunteer leader. And when she logs in, she actually goes to the volunteer leader portal homepage and can do a variety of different things. Information that you've put here, a great inspirational quote for the day, a reminder that she can email volunteers, print the check-in sheet, or report attendance, additional resources if she needs to print out a volunteer waiver, then she can click and go to that volunteer waiver from the site. Additional information helps, who to call if there's a problem, whatever they need to do. So this is all customizable by you, as always has been. You, the system administrator, can set this up. And as part of the training in week 3, Art will be walking you through exactly how you do that through the new content management system in HandsOn Connect 3.0. Volunteer opportunities are obviously the key part of any volunteer leader's world. So Helen clicks on her volunteer opportunities, and this shows the list of opportunities that Helen Parr has been the volunteer leader for either in the past, currently, or upcoming. And excuse me, so you click on View to see the volunteer opportunity itself within the portal. And this gives you all the information on that specific volunteer opportunity that has been created and you've been assigned as a volunteer leader to one or more of these occurrences. As you scroll down through the page and you see the connections, these are all of the volunteers that have signed up for different occurrences for which you're responsible. And so if you have a long list, this is a great thing. You must be a really wonderful volunteer leader, Helen. Otherwise, you wouldn't have so many volunteers signing up for your projects. So, but you're wondering specifically what project is coming up next. And you can filter the projects. Here we are, this weekend. So, oh goodness, we only have 2 additional volunteers besides Helen signed up for this weekend's project. And that's unusual because usually this project has several more people. So let's look back at the last time I managed this project in February. And we see that Bob and Bruce and HandsOn all signed up last time. Maybe we should take a minute to email and see if they would like to join us this month. And so we can email the volunteers, obviously change it a little bit so that it doesn't say this, but to be able to use it as a recruiting tool. And would you like to volunteer again with, and fill out the appropriate information and send, and actually be able to look and see if maybe they would like to come and volunteer with you again, boost that attendance for this upcoming opportunity. Additionally, you can sort obviously by any of these. So perhaps you're looking for a specific contact and you want to see how many times Clara Oswald has volunteered or signed up to volunteer in the coming months. And you can sort, you can filter each of these blank boxes is the ability for your volunteer leader to filter their connections in this particular volunteer opportunity. So as you scroll on down, you see the actual occurrences and still the ability to print the check-in sheets. Definitely need to do that for this weekend. Get that printed out so that we can have folks sign in as they come to the event. If you need additional information, if you need to sort the occurrences, maybe this is an ongoing weekly volunteer opportunity and you're responsible for the occurrence that happens every other Saturday. Then again, you can filter through those using any of these boxes. So that will bring up that one single occurrence. So lots of ways for your volunteers leaders to get through the information, find what they need, and be able to work with your volunteers in an appropriate way. Of course, another very important part of what volunteer leaders do is report attendance. And so a simple interface for reporting attendance, the volunteer attendance page brings up every connection that needs hours verified across all of the occurrences for which you're responsible. And again, the filtering ability is here through the keyword. So if you just want to be sure that you've marked all of your attendance, then there's Helen Parr, and it sorts by Helen. If you want to even just start checking in today's attendees, you can start typing in the date and it will filter your volunteer attendance opportunities by the date specifically. So Helen's here obviously, and Thor just walked in the door, and so I can go ahead and mark those as attended. Oops. And we didn't, it's not started yet. I can't do that yet. So refresh the screen and bring our connections back up here. Obviously, for those that are past, we can mark quickly as attended. And it's a done deal. And so we'll wait until the Happily Lend a Hand to the Heron Habitat Helpers takes place this morning and get those folks marked as attended as well. So if you're looking for additional information on maybe Thor hasn't shown up yet this morning and you know it's 10 o'clock and he was supposed to be here and you need to get his contact information, then the volunteer leader has access to be able to contact the volunteer and give them a call, assuming you require a phone number in your volunteer registration information. So lots of potential, not a lot of things that a volunteer leader has to do, but a simple, easy way for them to be able to work through their volunteer leader portal. And I'm going to take just a minute here and see if we have some questions in the box here, asking about a general waiver form. And of course, whatever waiver form you want, it's your choice. This is all completely customizable. This link was just one that I found from, I believe, HandsOn Nashville. Supplied that for their volunteer leaders, and that was the link that I grabbed there. And obviously you can use yours specifically for your volunteer leader purposes. We looked a little bit at the filtering for volunteer leaders. And if there are some more in-depth questions or definitive questions, if you'll just let me know and we can go through and look at some additional challenges there. So all of these, great questions. Thank you so much. And I will be happy to look at this additionally one-on-one with folks if you need to. And when we wrap this up, we can take some additional questions. Just to give you a little bit more idea of, from the standpoint, this will be posted on our YouTube channel. If you want to share this information, next week we will be looking at the partner staff functionality and what those permissions look like, because obviously there are more and additional information that can be included for your partner staff. And so if you haven't signed up for that yet, please do. We'll be back in the same room here next week at the same time. Then week 3, March 30th, Art Ordoki will take you through the administrative side of setting up, using, and implementing all these portals with the links and the sharing information there. If you are using 3.0 and you have questions or need assistance, please be sure to submit a help ticket at support.handsonconnect.org. And Jenny Seacrest, who is in charge of customer happiness and oversees all things training and customer support, will be glad to take care of you. You can also visit support.handsonconnect.org for a schedule of our daily labs. We have several new ones that have been implemented recently, and there's no appointment needed anytime you need assistance. If you've not scheduled your migration to 3.0 and you would like to have a conversation about that, please let me know, and we can set up a time to look at your specific business needs and how your volunteers and partner staffs interact, and what timeline would be most helpful for you. If you're in DC next week, I'd love to chat with you over a cup of coffee. So be sure to let us know if you're attending the N10 conference next week. Thank you again for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you soon.